Welcome to Parenting Special Needs Live. I'm Shantae. Today we're going to be talking about easy dressing that's adaptive, functional, and fashionable. Adaptive clothes doesn't mean you can't also look cool. So we're so excited to share with you. We want to thank our sponsors, Zappos Adaptive, Aeroflow Urology, KINNEBAR, and Got Special Kids for their support in bringing this show and this back to school campaign to you. Our product editor, Michelle Giannetti, is with us today as a co-host. Hi, Michelle.
Hello.
And our special guest is Derek Flores from Zappos Adaptive. And Derek has over 15 years of experience in the apparel industry. For several years, he led the Zappos men's denim team. Then he was chosen to bring his product experience and knowledge to Zappos Adaptive. Derek is passionate about inclusivity, curating styles, and promoting fashionable and functional products for those with dressing needs. And we are so thrilled to have him. He dressed all of our models in the back to school campaign. And we wanted to ask him and have him share with us why he selected certain products. So welcome, Derek. Woo!
I just have to thank you guys for having me. It's always exciting when we get to kind of go over the reasoning why. I was able to pick out certain products specific for the models and their dressing needs. So I'm just really excited to kind of go over this product. And for those of you that don't know, you may have heard of Zappos.com, but you may not have heard about Zappos Adaptive. And what Zappos Adaptive is, it's a website within the Zappos ecosystem that provides functional and fashionable products for people with dressing needs. So we have all kinds of stuff, and I'm just really, really excited to get into it.
Yeah, we're really excited. So we're going to do things a little bit differently this time, you all. We're going to share the screen so that so Derek can actually talk about the photos of our models and the different clothing. And then we will zoom out and go to Derek so he can actually show you some demonstrations of certain products. So if we're ready, I will start sharing my screen and then we can begin.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So here's our lovely models. And our first model up is, let me see. Oops. Is Alec. So meet Alec. So Derek, go ahead and tell us about Alec.
Alec, we really wanted to kind of showcase some of the product for those parents and those kids that may have a dress code or a uniform. And one of the brands that makes adaptive product is called Opamon. And they have provided their customer base with all kinds of great features around product that kids can wear, whether they have a school uniform or whether they just want to be able to get dressed by themselves, or whether their parent wants to be able to get them dressed in the morning easier. So for Alec, we really kind of wanted to focus on that school uniform, but in a really cool kind of a way. And with Opamon, if you have dressing needs, if you need have some dexterity challenges and you're not necessarily able to manipulate a button or a zipper, this product is right. It's for you. So I'd like to talk about the blazer and some of the features within the blazer that makes this so cool and so different. With Opamon, the features of their product are just so awesome, because whether you're helping your child get dressed or you want your child to be able to dress themselves, Opamon has you covered, because they're using functional hook and loop to have the appearance of a button. Right? So this looks like any other blazer that every other kid in the school is going to wear. But Alec now can put this blazer on himself and technically button those up, and no one's the wiser. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of one thing that we found, especially for kids, when we're talking with different brands, when we're talking with the community, is people with disabilities, people that have dressing needs, they want to dress like everybody else. And this particular brand allows those kids to do that, even if they have a dress code, even if they have a school uniform. Mm-hmm. So I was really excited to dress Alec and be able to show off this awesome blazer, because Opamon is really kind of stepping up when it comes to making their product more universal and more kids can wear it.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So do you have more products there for Alec that you want to share with us?
Yeah. just to touch on the pants, same thing with the pants. I don't have a pair of those with me. However, they feature the same type of closure, which would just be your hook and loop that's going to be very easy to manipulate and be very easy to take off. And you don't have to mess with it. But one thing that I really wanted to do was just really kind of give Alex some pop when he's there getting ready for school. So you notice we have the little tie, but I also wanted to include one of our brands that we carry, Billy Footwear. You know, in Billy Footwear, this looks like a silhouette that you've all seen. You know, just a canvas high
Good
top.
looking
You
shoe.
know, low profile here. But what's really awesome about this is you're able to
Ooh, I love it.
manipulate. Yeah, and look at that. Whether you
Wow.
have if you're a child, if you have an AFO and you just want to be able to set your foot in, if you're not able to manipulate laces, this
Mhm.
flip top and zipper closure makes it easy for anybody to use.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so cool.
So I
Yeah.
have a cute little story. So when Alec and his mom were getting ready for their photo shoot, we're all excited and everything. So the mom was talking about the pants, and she loved the adjustable waistband that has the buttons because she could button them up for Alec. He's a slimmer boy,
Yeah.
so she got him all ready to go. And when he stood up, little adjustment needed made. So she was very excited because she said, how great is this? That is a great thing, because at the beginning of the school year, you're going to have one size, it adjusts with you. So she loved that. And then and it was easy, so very easy to do it. Even while he was like in them, she could still adjust, which was kind of cool. And she was telling me how much she just loved the suit, because they actually were going to a get together, and that he would look like dad, and how nice that he would look so sharp and be able to do things for himself. So,
Well,
yep.
yeah. I mean, and a lot of a lot of the brands, they're looking at what is it that is going to not only just help that child get ready, but what's going to help mom and dad. What's going to make it easier. You know, what's going to
Hmm.
give those pants a little bit more longevity. And that adjustable waist is something that is super cool, because kids grow fast, and you want to be able to have, if you're going to have a suit like that, you want to have it last a couple seasons, right? So I think that's
Great.
just awesome. One
Awesome.
thing I will mention too about Alex, if you want to pull up Alex, the picture again, every product that we put on Alec uh, is a part of the Zappos Adaptive website, aside from the tie, right? So with his shirt there, has the same closure technology that I just showed you with the blazer. Each one of it, where it looks like a button, it's not a button. It's actually just two pieces of hook and loop closure that are going to keep that in place and allow for Alec to be able to manipulate that himself, get his shirt on before he goes to this event, whether he goes to school with his uniform. So it's just something that I think is really important, that he's able to dress himself.
Yeah, no, that's great.
And
So
did
we'll
the
move.
back when the backpack was on, there was something about the pulls on the backpack that were adaptive as well, right, Derek?
Well, so one thing that we really, we really want to be authentic to the person's dressing needs, and we work really hard on the website to ensure that we're taking the work out of it for mom and dad, so that if it's a backpack like this, there's a bigger zipper pull, so that no matter who it is, they're able to manipulate that, because there's enough room within that zipper pull to be able to use.
Yeah.
So we really try to be methodical about that, so that Alec can take this product that we've dressed him in, and he is going to wear that. He is going to be able to use that backpack, because he can open it up and close it on his own.
Wow, that's so great.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, so we're going to move on to our next model. Oh, meet Mackenzie. Woo!
Love this outfit.
Yes, love
Love
that.
this outfit. One of the brands that we work with, and one of the pioneers, I guess, when it comes to providing functional and fashionable clothing, is Tommy Hilfiger. And this romper, which you would think, why would they put
Uh,
a romper? Man, okay, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Well, that's really easy to talk about, because they took what kids love, what's really popular, what's really trending right now, which is these rompers, these jumpers. Kids want to wear those, adults want to wear them. But how do they make it so that anybody can wear it? And that's what I think is really exciting about this particular product I can show you now, is the romper that Mackenzie's wearing.
Okay, so let's go there for a minute, and maybe I should share my story too.
Yeah, so as you saw with that romper, Mackenzie looks awesome, and you got to wonder, like, how is she going to be able to get that off if she needs to, right? Or how is mom or dad going to be able to help her with that? Well, I talked a little bit about the assistive technology that the first brand and that first look had, which was the hook and loop closures. Well, Tommy uses magnets. So if you notice here, I can just kind of,
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
so
Yeah.
opens up, you know, however you need to get this on or off, and it's very easy to get back
Take it
on.
back. Yep.
So
Wow.
Mackenzie can, be on trend, and as I'm sure Mackenzie wants to be, and look super super cute with a romper that everybody else is wearing, but having it from Tommy at Hilfiger Adaptive allows for anybody to really put it on. This design is super universal, and I'm really really excited that they're taking what is trendy. What do kids want to
Mhm.
wear? And they're adapting those particular products that are just so great and on trend, and adding those features so that Mackenzie can dress herself, she can be independent, and she can look super cute.
So I have to share on this real quick, you all, because she looks super cute. And when we were doing the photo shoot, I had not met Derek, and I didn't know how he was dressing the models or Mackenzie. And so the model, actually, Mackenzie, was in Ohio, and I'm in Florida, and I got to see her via the lovely technology that we have nowadays. So afterwards, she looked beautiful. I was thrilled. But afterwards, I wrote my debriefing notes, and I wrote, oh my gosh, why would he put this child in a romper? And that is honestly in my notes, you all. And then and then it didn't dawn on me. She looks so great. It did not dawn on me that it was adaptive. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking typical kids have problems. Typical people have problems getting in and out of a romper. Why would he put, we're going to have to tell him next time, no rompers, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Didn't dawn on me that it was adaptive and that it was so easy. So that's why they were making a little fun of me during this video, because that I said that. But the whole point is that our kids can look so awesome. And that
Mhm.
is the point, is nobody has to know that anything is adaptive. And I thought it's even more of a point on me because, I'm the one that wanted to do the back to school adaptive clothing thing and feature everybody. So the fact that it didn't even resonate with me is, not good. Anyways, but that's why they were making fun of me, everybody, but that's okay. I can take it. So now we're going to go back to our next, I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to go back on and show more of Mackenzie.
Yeah, and Mackenzie, Mackenzie has some AFOs, and one thing that we found in our adaptive journey here at Zappos is, a lot of products may not work with an AFO, and we've worked really really hard, our buying team, in trying to find those products that are going to be really cute, they're going to be really on trend, and are going to be able are going to be they're going to work for people's AFOs. And one brand that we outfitted Mackenzie in is a brand called Friendly Shoes. And Friendly Shoes that has done a really really good job in listening to the community and making sure that what they're providing is going to work for everybody's abilities. And that's why I was really excited to put Mackenzie in some of the Friendly shoes. And this particular shoe, the Friendly Force, I mean, it may not, look how wide that can get. So with
Mhm.
an AFO, not only can you potentially get your foot in without removing the insole, but you're also able to remove the insole to get a little bit more depth to cover however big your KAFO, your SMO, your AFO is, um, and have something that is on trend. Still coming out of the pandemic, coming out of COVID, having a shoe that is very on trend, that is very athleisure, I think is super super important, and especially for kids that are still going to be having recess, that are still going to be doing that,
Right.
those type of activities. We just wanted to really kind of shine a light on something new, something really really cool, something cute, and that's going to work for people with all
And
abilities.
and I will say that due to the scheduling changes we had to make, thank you, Ohio weather, the shoes were not available for the shoot. But Mackenzie was thrilled, absolutely thrilled to get those. I mean, loved them, loved. the feel, loved the way they fit, loved the style. So they were a hit. So just had to share.
I'm really happy to hear that.
And what about, didn't you tell me, Michelle, something about the socks too?
Yeah, that sock story, which yeah, definitely when Derek shows them, everybody will see that what we're talking about. But the socks have the way that makes them adaptive, that they can be put on if you can't have that grip for them. But Mackenzie loved the socks so much, and she wanted to work with them, which was her mom was thrilled with, because she wanted to try. So they actually made a plan to take the socks to her occupational therapist and have that as part of what they're going to be working on with her. I mean, it made her want to do, which is what you want to encourage, to get them to feel they can.
Yeah.
So.
And I think, all of the brands that I'm talking about, all of the people, there is a connection there with them wanting to have, to help. Right. And with this particular sock brand, Beetlebug, the founder has a very amazing story, and really wanted to design the pulley with the elastic, and so that you can get that on, right? You don't have to have great dexterity to be able to get those particular socks on, because of the embroider pulley that they have at the top of each side of the sock. And I was really excited when you guys told me about that, because that's why this brand, it came about, so that kids have that independence. They have something that's inspiring that they can see on their toes, and it may inspire them to want to work through that with their OT, with their PT.
Exactly. I think that's it. It's the inspiring thing, right? Yeah. Instead of feeling like can't, they think they're changing their attitude to inspire them to try. I think that's great.
And that just hits exactly, why we want to work with why we work with brands like Beetlebug, why we work with brands like, all of the brands that I've spoken about, because there's that personal emotional connection with why they're doing something with this product, why they want to make it adaptable, why they want to do this. So that's just, that's so awesome to hear.
That is. All right, so we're going to go. Are we ready for the next?
Well, I think I'm going to take a moment here and talk about from one of our sponsors, from Aeroflow Urology.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah, but I'm going to share the screen, right?
Yep. So Shantae, you can share with me on our feeling of how much we just want our kids to have the typical experiences that other kids have, like sleepovers and parties and just things that other kids can do. And sometimes if you have like an incontinence problem, your child has that tends to be a challenge. And, that's hard to say you're going to get the chance to have these typical experiences, which you want, if that's something on your mind. So Aeroflow Urology has something, they're disposable training pants and pull-ups. And the thing that's really great, and I love, is that they look and feel like regular undies. They don't make noises. There's no odors, and nobody will notice anything different. So it's a real nice chance to help your child feel comfortable and not worry, and have those typical things, which I love. So our sponsor that we're talking about now is Aeroflow Urology, and what they do is they help parents who have children that are over the age of 3. And it helps them with their special needs to get diapers and pull-ons at no cost through their Medicaid plan, if they qualify, which is wonderful, because these can be very expensive, and it's nice to know they're there, right?
Right.
For the parents. So they have a lot of products to fit the needs of the children, from like daytime issues to incontinence at night, for people who are training their children to potty train, to just some that are going to have these incontinence issues for like a longer time frame, right? And they help you, which is great, from start to finish. So I'm filing the form and getting documentation to talking to your child's healthcare provider. So they help you, which is huge, because sometimes it's those steps through a process that we all know can get us so tired, or you hit a roadblock, or 10 phone calls later, you're no further than you were before. So how nice is that? So to check your eligibility for coverage, all you have to do is fill out their form, and they'll help take care of the rest. So thank you for their sponsorship for us.
Yeah, no, that's great. And all of the links will be below this video. We will add everything. And they're also in the magazine, in the current issue, so that can help you as well. So just to let everybody know, they will be able to link to everything. So our next little one is Meet Ethan. Woohoo!
It is, yep.
So He's our cutie pie. Go ahead. You can share. He's our youngest model.
Yeah, he is. And, even, parents that have younger kids, they probably want to have a little bit more independence in the morning as well. So when we were looking at what we can provide for Ethan based on his dressing needs, we really wanted to make sure that there wasn't going to be any fuss when it came to tags, to
Yes.
zippers, to buttons. Like, how can we make it so that Ethan can look awesome, look super cute, look super cool, and all of his dressing needs are addressed? And that's kind of where we went with Ethan when it comes to the product that he's wearing. And I can show you now just the t-shirt specifically, and the shoes that will that really have I just love this outfit. This is like if I was
Mhm.
a child, like this is what I would want to wear. You know what I mean? Like
It's comfortable
that's
looking, cozy, like nice.
Yeah,
it's
I can't wait till you show the shoes. So I'm going to go back to you. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and go back to you so you can show us those shoes, right? Did you, or what?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so just speaking real quick, about the shirt,
Oh.
Ethan is a free spirit and he is a total. We
Yeah.
wanted to make sure, but we also wanted to make sure that
True.
with this awesome message, there isn't a tag, right? The seams, they're taped so that there's not going to be any sort of chafing, any sort of irritation there. And the
Mhm.
brand, one thing that Zappos Adaptive has done is, we work with the community and are really trying to be authentic to the people's dressing needs. And we're not going to say that, oh, this is going to work for every single kid with sensory needs. But guess what? This is on the right track because they don't have tags. They're taping their seams. This is so buttery soft that it's not, there's going to be no issues here. And based
Mhm.
on the feedback you guys provided and how much Ethan's folks and how much he liked the product, I think we did okay.
Yeah,
We did
you
okay.
did
You
great.
did good.
So yeah, when we started Zappos Adaptive, there was only a handful of brands that were ready to kind of work with a platform, an e-commerce platform like Zappos. So we had to kind of lean on some of the products that Zappos has that aren't necessarily made with adaptive in mind. And this particular brand is one of those, and we've kind of curated some of those products within our sensory friendly uh, attribute on zapposadaptive.com, so that if you're looking for a t-shirt, if you're looking for something that may not uh, have a tag, or it's going to have the tape seams, the product that we feature in there, we've worked with the community to make sure, and we know that none of that should cause any sort of sensory challenges. And if it does, that's okay. Give us a call. We have a great return policy, and our CLT team is more than willing to help find that product that will work if the one doesn't necessarily work for your child.
Oh, it's good to
On the
know.
footwear side of things, that he's wearing, you know, um, Vans are very, very popular right now.
And they're so cool.
Vans
He was so
are
cool.
I mean, Vans are just the bee's knees for all of the kids. That's
Mhm.
like a brand that every kid wants to wear. So Vans has, gone a step forward and have provided shoes that are specific for people with dressing needs, or specific for people that may have, may need to have the shoe open up a lot wider, right?
Okay.
Have a insole that is a lot softer. Then goal there, hopefully, that's this design concept. Maybe that goes across, multiple other products, and that universal design concept is on the forefront, and we'll see. But I'm really excited about this, and I mean, there's just super cute
Oh
messaging
yeah, that's
I
very
love
nice.
on
that.
the backside. And yeah, it's been really, really awesome being able to work with them. And I'm so glad that Ethan and his folks love the product, and glad you guys like it as well. Because not only do we have it in, toddler size, little kid, big kid, but we also have it in adult size as well. So any of you parents that want to match your kids, we got an option for you as well.
That's great.
And in the picture, I think there is the shoehorn, which is a kind of
Yes.
a cute story too. So when we talked to Ethan's teacher and we were talking about the different items because of where it was shot, which was at the school, she was talking about how very much all the kids just love the shoehorns. And she said that, the kids that struggle with putting their shoes on, whether it's a motor planning issue or sensory issues, that little shoehorn was just something that made them all want to try. And again, it's that underlying thought of wanting to try, not saying no, but wanting to do it. And she was so excited. She said that they just love that.
Yeah. And kudos to this particular brand, Bright Kids, for really kind of making it fast to get your shoes on, fun because of the characters that they feature on their shoehorns, whether it's a monkey, whether it's a Bigfoot, whether it's any of the other characters that they offer within their 2s and 3-pack. It's fast, it's fun, it's easy to use these shoehorns, just like you said, and it's gonna help that particular child learn how to put their shoes on. Especially like if you're a parent, you have your hands full, you're getting, if you have other children, you're really trying to get out the door, especially school's starting, folks. I mean, in Las Vegas, we got like a week and a half, I think, when we're back. So why not have, a shoehorn that has fun characters and that giving them that learning experience, I guess, that is enjoyable because of these different characters, and being able to give them that independence when you may be super busy. So
Right.
I'm really, really excited about this brand because anybody can utilize this to get your shoes on. It doesn't necessarily have to be hard anymore, or just getting ready in the morning.
So I'm going to take a second and talk about another of our sponsor, and it is the company KINNEBAR. Okay, so what I want to say as I think of this kinesthetic tool, which is working with movement, giving movement for kids that do better with movement and input. That's this tool that you're seeing. But right away, it brings me back to when Elizabeth was in middle school, and there was a little boy in her class, and he had to be scheduled. They had to schedule walks around the school with him. He could work for just so long, and then the different aides would have to take him for a walk and help him get calm again to be able to sit down, because he just could not do the seat work, couldn't just do the focus. So right away, I think about how great that this product would be, because it is fully adjustable. It has a foot swing in one form, and also can be changed to a band. So there's bouncing motion, and then there's the swinging motion. It fits under the table. You can move it. It quickly adjusts, quickly fits in, and it's quiet. So, you don't hear a squeak. You don't see anything, where it's like, yes, as you can do a craft. And it allows all of that to be where you can have your child sit longer. We all know now that how hard it is with virtual learning for our kids. We've all, as parents, have had adjustments to that and have seen the effort it takes to sit. So this is a great tool, with it. And we took the time to ask the teacher who was in the classroom with them, and she just raved about it. Do you remember Shantae? She was talking about how much they love, the color.
Right, the red, and you can see that's Ethan in the picture. I mean, he was our youngest model, and he was all over and crawling when we were trying to take some of the photos. But with this KINNEBAR sitting there, he actually played with the Play-Doh and did exactly, he was
stayed on his task,
and it was perfect. So it was awesome.
And then she even told me, she said that they had taken it and everybody wanted to use it. So it had been, just as it's touted to be, that movable, that portable, it went all over the classroom and the kids were loving it. So I say wonderful.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Absolutely. So, and
now we're going to go to Evan.
Kind of learning a little bit more about Evan. And, when you're a little bit older, athletic wear, even when I was in high school, that was a thing, right? You wanted to wear your Nike, you wanted to wear your Adidas, you wanted to wear these different brands that are on the athletic performance side. So knowing that about Evan, and that's how he likes to dress, let's find some product that's going to work for his dressing needs. And he's still going to be super, super cool and on trend with what else is going on there at the school. I know that right now we have the myself belt featured,
Mhm.
and myself belt is belt. I was really excited to put Evan in this particular brand because of how easy it is to get this particular belt on. The hook and loop closure is super easy to manipulate. You're just hooking it onto a belt loop, wrapping it around through the other belt loops, and there you go. Like, it's super, super easy, and really anybody can do it. And I was really, really excited to address Evan because I know what it's like to want to be on trend with these performance brands like an Adidas that we were able to dress Evan in, and having the myself belt as well just
Mhm.
kind of really adds to his overall look. Um, because
And his
we wear
mom even said, oh, sorry. No, his mom was talking about the belt, and she said that it was challenging for him. She said, but they were able to work through it, and he worked at it, and he did it again, and that's the ongoing theme of this. But I just learned a little bit ago that there are videos for like the belt on the at Zappos Adaptive website where it's like a how-to video, so the parents can learn it and help, or they watch the video together. And there's other videos of other products, so like sort of like a how-to, and that list will can keep growing for the different products. So I think that's really great because
Yeah,
then visuals are always a good thing.
yeah.
that is great. And it was his pants or his, are you gonna were his pants special as well? I mean, was that everything was adaptive, wasn't it?
So that kind of goes back to what I was talking about before. We want to take the work out of shopping for some of these parents, some of these folks that may be looking for a specific product for a specific dressing need. And with Evan's pants, they are special. They do have some adaptive technology within it, and I can show you here.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, sure.
they do have this magnetic hook and loop fly. So
Ah,
not only, we talked about before, hey, this brand may be using magnets, this brand may be using hook and loop for their closures. Well, within this particular pair of pants, and most of the Tommy pants and shorts that Zappos features have this dual hook and loop and magnetic fly. So it's going to replace your traditional button and zip fly, and
Done.
wow.
easy peasy.
Yeah.
It'd be better if I was wearing them, but we don't want to go down that road. So yeah, I mean, just super, super easy. No need to manipulate the button. No need to manipulate the zipper. And kudos again to Tommy for really kind of updating a style that they have that is super popular. It's stretchy, right? You can do yoga in these. Okay.
Woo.
Yeah, not only can you do yoga, but also it wicks away moisture as well. So they're taking all of these great products that they have that they know are really, really on trend, really popular. People are asking for it, and they're adapting them, and specifically with this particular pair of pants, this chino pant or chino short, with that magnetic and hook and loop fly
Hmm.
over what we're all used to seeing. And it's just it's really awesome. One other thing that they offer, which I'm just really, because I've seen it in action, I've seen people use it, I've gotten feedback, but they have internal pull-up loops on the inside to be able, if you can't get your finger into the belt loop, if you really want to have that independence, um, there is internal elastic pull-up loops
Okay.
plus the adjustable waist that are going to make this easy to get on,
Easier.
looking super, super cool for anybody.
Wow.
Have those great adaptive technologies. We wanted to provide Evan with a cool shoe that's on trend that he'd be able to get on and off easily. And that's why we went with this particular Adidas shoe, because not only is it super on trend and very, very popular now, it also has a couple things that are very inadvertent. it is a little bit stretchy around the opening. So if you need to get, have a little bit more room, you can. It also has an extended loop on the back to be able to pull that up, and it's very generous as well. I can get my fingers in there, and this is a shoe that anybody can wear if they need something that's easy on, easy off, and specifically for anybody that is buying things for back to school. This is the everybody's talking about Adidas. Everybody's talking about that, and I know that kids really want to be able to wear this particular brand, and no laces, easy on, easy off. We got some Adidas here for our friend Evan.
Yeah, and Evan's mom said that she loved the shoes, so it's awesome.
Good.
So thank you.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to take a minute, thank our friends from Got Special Kids for sending us the next product. So it's called Photo Social Story Cards, and they are about kids in school. So what I love and what I'll share about is, my daughter Elizabeth has dyspraxia. So there's a lot of times where looking for words is kind of hard for her. So if I have something to start a conversation with, I can draw out some very nice language when she was younger. But if I did not, I would find myself going back into the yes or no. I would somehow ask a question and it could be quickly answered by yes or no. So I needed something more to have the conversation with her. So that's what I love about these cards. There's 35 in there, and they cover, and I'll show you right now, this one right here. It is very interesting. It's I know how to act during a fire drill. And I think it says I know how to behave during a fire drill is the actual words on it. So what it does is it has a very, very clear scene. And then on the back it has the questions. And I love it because the questions can start the conversations. It can start you having that chance to share or having them, someplace to start with them. And I think that's so helpful. And one thing I really like, is it draws one of the questions on all of the cards is it says, are the kids in this picture behaving correctly? Which makes your child then really look at the social nuances in a picture. Are they facing front? Are their eyes looking? How are they acting? It really is so teachable for them. So I really, really love these. And they cover scenes that maybe you and I wouldn't think we would cover. So such as I accept sometimes being left out. That's not something that you want to share necessarily because you hope that no child could feel left out, but how nice to equip them with the emotions for something like that. So there are 35 in the pack. It also comes with a little paper to help you utilize it the best, as well as a list of the different scenes. So I love it. I think it's a great way. It's a great tool. And also, something else about it is that each package, there is a worker, and at each package will be custom made by one of the Got Special Kids trainees who are assisted by job coaches. So that is so nice. And it teaches them, it helps the young adults with special needs to get marketable skills to join the workforce. So I love that. And it even says here, and it's on my paper that says this packaged especially for you by, so that there'll be a name of the worker. So I think
It says the specific worker or all of the workers.
Well, it will be filled in. No, it'll be filled in by the worker.
He will put their name. That's awesome.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Thank you to them for the support. Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you to all of our sponsors for supporting us. And I'll just mention their names again. It was Zappos Adaptive. Thank you so much. Derek, thank you so much for dressing our models. That was
beautiful.
You did a fantastic job, and they looked awesome, and it was great. And thank you for explaining about the clothes. So we have Zappos Adaptive, Aeroflow Urology, and KINNEBAR, and Got Special Kids. Those were the photo social stories. So thank you all so much for supporting us as we try to help everyone get back to school and learn, about the various clothing that's available and products that are available to help us make everything a little bit easier. Michelle, do you have some things you wanted to share?
Yeah, I just wanted to take a second to just to encourage everyone as you start the school year, encourage everyone, to enjoy our magazine, to share with your friends, to share with those who don't know that all this great stuff is out there. Look for the links we said in the below, and then we wish everybody a great year, a great, safe, good, solid year of school. Let's hope. Good shopping for you. Hopefully, we can help you out, and just to thank everyone again.
Yeah, thank you. And Derek, thank you so much too. And thank you for being here. And you did a fantastic job.
Fantastic.
Michelle, great job. The clothes, the kids looked fantastic, and you could just see it like they were all beaming, you know. So
Hmm.
that was great. So thank you. All right, well, I think we're gonna wrap this one up and say and have a wonderful back to school new year. Talk to you later.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.